Now you never know what crazy story will come up in wrestling, but you can count on us to bring it to you. Join us now as Wrestlelamia looks at your 27th October 2019 news, including death threats to Bobby Lashley over the Lana angle, Hulk Hogan's near altercation with a fan, Finn Balor's hidden message, a new AEW signing, the WWE's upcoming all-female event, and our top story, WWE pulls a racially insensitive t-shirt from sale. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for more videos like this. But let's waste no further time and get straight into the first story. The Hulkster almost has a fan altercation. A video has surfaced of Hulk Hogan, no, not that kind of video, where he was out shopping when a fan apparently started harassing the Hulkster. What was said by the so-called fan is unclear, but the video does include the Hulkster telling the person, "You know what, brother, I got a right to have a few moments by myself. Let me tell you something, brother, the last time I had a Shirley Temple was when me and your wife got together." Hogan, who was walking with a crutch, then added that the person had no idea what they were getting themselves into. Hogan tried to end things on a high note and flashed the peace sign wishing him well. However, Hogan recently added on Twitter, "The biggest thing that will ever happen in that jabroni's life was calling me out, then him not coming outside. So for the rest of his life, his name is officially Shirley." Next up, the origins of red and yellow. Hulkamaniacs who grew up watching Hulk Hogan rip off his yellow and red Hulkamania t-shirts might not know that the Hulkster came up with the color scheme. During a recent Fox video, The Story of Hulk Hogan, Hogan explains the origins of his iconic color scheme. "I always remembered Randy Savage's father, Angelo Poffo, when I was a kid growing up in Tampa. Sometimes Angelo was in the main event and sometimes a tag match, but whenever he came out, he had this unbelievable tan, kinda like a Hulk Hogan tan. He always wore those canary yellow trunks. It didn't matter if he had a great or bad match, I just remembered how good he looked in the ring with that tan and yellow. After I stumbled around and tried to find my color, I just gave up and I went to Angelo's color. Then I gotta give props to McDonald's. I stole their red and yellow and it worked forever, and the fans just dug the colors." Who knew McDonald's would be the inspiration for Hulk Hogan's outfit all these years? Next up, Bobby Lashley is getting death threats. The Hulkster isn't the only superstar who has had to deal with crazed individuals. Bobby Lashley recently appeared on Lana's YouTube channel. Recall he's been appearing on Lana during episodes of Raw to continue their storyline adulterous affair, and spoke of the death threats and crazy messages he's been getting ever since he and Lana paired up. Oh yeah, I get very bad things that I don't want to say on camera right now. Vulgar. There's been death threats. A lot of different things, but I'm not a hard person to find, and if anyone has anything to say about me, then they can come and see me. I'm not saying that I want to fight every fan that disapproves of what we're doing, but I'm not going to back down from stupidity. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Although the angle involved Lana cheating on husband Rusev with Bobby Lashley, he's received mixed reactions. The video showcases Lana and Lashley's charisma, and it's another example of the WWE struggling to use obviously talented performers. Next up, a WWE Hall of Famer offers to hook Bobby Lashley up. And speaking of Lana's new boy toy, Bobby Lashley talked about what it was like working with WWE Hall of Famer Donald Trump at WrestleMania 23. Lashley, who served as Trump's champion against Mr. McMahon's champion Umaga in the Battle of the Billionaires, had some good things to say about the current president. "I can tell you one thing about Trump when he came there, he didn't say, 'I'm gonna do the managing for you, Bobby. I'm gonna do the refereeing for you, Steve Austin.' He came out there and said, 'What can I do to make this better?' We just used the resources that he had, and everything was great. I mean, he was a team player, and all the way through it, he just made the whole angle, the whole story, the whole feud, everything. He made it great. He was a very important part. He told me, 'I love you. You're a great guy. You have a great body.'" Okay. Lashley's story takes an even more interesting turn when he recounts the Donald trying to hook him up with one of many beauty pageant contestants he knew. Lana's beau Bobby remembers, "At the time when we were going through, he was working with Miss America, and I think a couple of other ones. He was like, 'Bobby, are you single?' At the time I was, and he said, 'Well, you should think about talking to one of these guys. You seem like a nice guy. College degree, military background, great body.' Lashley notes he was single at the time, but didn't feel as confident about his amorous prospects as Mr. Trump suggested. Next up, AEW signs Olympic medalist Anthony Ogogo. All Elite Wrestling has signed their latest talent, this time going to the boxing world. The Wrestling Observer Figure 4 Online reported on the signing. Olympic medalist Anthony Ogogo has signed with AEW. Cody Rhodes appeared at today's Southside Wrestling event in Hertfordshire, England to make the announcement. Later in the show, MJF and Ogogo got into a war of words. MJF dared Ogogo, a former professional boxer, to punch him. Ogogo obliged, laying him out. After the scuffle, Ogogo said that he would be seeing him on Wednesday nights. Ogogo, 30, is a former Olympic medalist, scoring the bronze medal in the boxing middleweight division at the 2012 Olympic Games in London. He went on to have a professional boxing career of 11-1. Cody later tweeted on the signing noting, "I'm thrilled about the signing. Anthony will be our first developmental project as a company. For those who followed his boxing career and saw his Olympic acumen, you'll be happy to see how he's now applying that passion and work ethic to pro wrestling training. Welcome, Anthony." Now, we're not trying to suggest anything, but was this AEW's answer to Tyson Fury? Next up, why AEW went head-to-head against Friday Night Smackdown. The 25th October edition of Smackdown was moved from its new home on Fox to FS1 for one night, only due to Fox being contractually obligated to air the World Series. However, while many fans knew about this, they're still wondering why TNT chose to air an extended edition of AEW Dynamite on 25th October. Was AEW trying to start up a Friday night war? Dave Meltzer doesn't think so, explaining on Wrestling Observer Radio that, "I don't think it was like, oh, SmackDown is on cable, we're gonna go head to head. I don't think there was so much the mentality, except for it just worked out that way." What do you guys think? Was this an accident or something calculated by AEW? Next up, WWE holding an all-female event. Sadly, it won't be another Evolution pay-per-view, but an NXT live event in Jacksonville, Florida on 5th December. Nonetheless, the Yellow Brand's female roster is impressive, and with any luck, this will lead the WWE revisiting an all-female show for the main roster's talent. Next up, congratulations to Jeff Jarrett. WWE Hall of Famer Jeff Jarrett recently celebrated a huge milestone. No, Double J didn't celebrate his 1000th guitar shot to an opponent, but something far more important: 2 years of sobriety. Jarrett tweeted a picture of his 2-year sobriety coin, a symbol of hard work he's put into putting drugs and alcohol behind him. Jarrett currently works in the WWE as a producer, and Wrestlelamia wishes him continued success. Next up, Seth Rollins acknowledges JR's Barb. Looks like Seth Rollins is well aware of Jim Ross's recent barb to the effect that Seth Rollins isn't over as his girlfriend. Recently, Rollins invited fans to come see him and Becky Lynch at an upcoming event, tweeting, "Come and hang out with me and my super over fiancé." Next up, the return of the Prince. Finn Balor recently appeared on WWE Backstage and hinted at a return to his heel persona from New Japan Pro Wrestling, explaining what the fans saw on NXT when he seemingly turned heel by attacking Johnny Gargano was nothing new, but someone the fans haven't seen in some time.
I'd say this is a real Finn Balor. You're a big fan of my work from before WWE, right? Well, let's just say the Prince is back.
As Balor's longtime fans know, he played a key role in the early days of the Bullet Club when he performed as Prince Devitt. And our last and final story, WWE pulls a racially insensitive t-shirt. Superstars are most of the time thrilled about getting new merchandise, but that wasn't the case with NXT superstar Jordan Miles, who took offense to his own t-shirt being released at WWE's shop and letting both Vince McMahon and Triple H know about it on Twitter, saying, "I will keep posting this till my voice is heard. I'm not sorry for anything I say or do. Representation is important. If this is Vince McMahon and Triple H's vision of me, then this is a slap in the face to every African American performer, fan and supporter." Miles noted that the original design was to resemble the Rolling Stones logo, which is red and white with a tongue sticking out. WWE clearly didn't want any backlash, pulling the shirt from sale and releasing another without the smile. After the replacement, Miles went on to say, "I've used this shirt as fuel. I knew this shirt existed and my soul hasn't been able to rest properly since I've laid eyes on it. My voice will be heard, my true opinion will be heard, and my people will have their moment. Does it matter if the shirt was replaced? The fact that they even made the first one overshadows anything till we get what we deserve." What are your thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments down below, subscribe if you haven't already, follow us on Instagram and Twitter, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.